The time right now is 7:39, and I think we all know that balancing home and work life can really be difficult. A lot of people feel when they get their grip in one area, the other area starts to suffer. So how do people who seem to have it all manage to do it all? As Lynda Foster explains, it isn't about balance at all. It's actually about creating a harmony between the two. The CEO of Cortex Leadership Consulting joins me now live in studio. When I hear it's all about harmony, I go, wait, what in the world?
What? It sounds like a kumbaya thing, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Are we going to sit around the campfire?
Yeah, hold hands and sing. So about 30 years ago, I was living in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I went to this art show and I found this plaque that said, I want it all. And every day when I ran out to work, I would look at it and I would almost hit it and go, I want it all. Yes, I can have it all. I can do it all. I can do it all, right? And then so one day I'm running up towards it and I'm like, I want it all. This is not a made-up story. The thing crashed on the ground into, it wasn't just like part of it broke, the entire thing shattered on the ground. And I thought, well, this has got to be a lesson. Someone is setting me a sign. And so I've spent a long time sort of thinking about this balance thing. I never understood it because sometimes you need to work more, sometimes your family needs you more, right? And so the harmony is about, you're the maestro. You're not the violinist of your life. So you've got to design it, and sometimes the violinists are playing, and sometimes the flutists, and sometimes the oboes are playing, and it's your job to sort of design and craft your life to create a harmony about what's needed at what time in your life.
So you have to actually plan.
Yeah, you can have it all, just not all at the same time.
All right, well, so then let me ask you this question. For those people who have loved ones and they work opposite shifts from one another, how do they best handle it? How do they make time for each other? Really, some are saying, how do I even make it work?
Yeah, every moment actually does matter. And so if you're designing and crafting your life, focus on the present moment that you're in. So don't be thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. If you actually are with your loved ones, be present with them. Don't focus on the amount of time, but actually do focus on the quality of time. Because I know a lot of people that spend a ton of time with their loved ones, but they're not actually there. They're on their phones, they're on their laptops. And design the moments you want to have. If you want date night with your loved one, plan it. Okay. Put it on the calendars, because what we call quadrant 2, the not urgent but really important things in your life don't happen unless they are planned, because the urgent and important will take over.
All right, so what's your advice then for single working parents? I mean, school's about to start, and they're about to have way more on their plate when it comes to athletics. I mean, you name it. How do they do it all?
I was a single parent for a period of time, so I understand the stress. You need to have conversations. You have to have conversations with your boss. You have to have conversations with your friends. You have to have conversations with your kids. Like, ask your child, what is it that I do that matters the most to you? What is it? When I asked Melody that at 10 years old, she says, it's not your cooking. I was like, well, thank you. I was like, that's a really good thing, or we're going to be in real trouble. She goes, Mom, it's actually, I don't like riding the bus, and so if you could plan so that everything would be great if I could just have you. I knew for 20 minutes every morning so we could flesh out my day. So that made everything come into real focus as to what I needed to, what parts of our relationship and what I was actually doing meant the most to her.
All right, so what is your advice? Because I know growing up, my mother, who was a single mom, would say this all the time. She constantly felt like she was drowning in stuff and unable to get back on her feet to a point where she felt she was handling it all.
It's amazing how 1 minute of stopping, having deep breathing, creating a mini break can have on your well-being, on your health. Just sort of setting times throughout the day where you stop and you go, I'm just going to take in 10 really deep cleansing breaths. It can remove the feeling of overwhelmness. Turn off your notifications. Turn off your notifications.
Yes, she's yelling at you.
Like,
she's yelling at you.
Yeah, do not have your technology driving your state of mind. design what state of mind that you want, and make everything around you in harmony with that desired outcome. You are enough. If you're overwhelmed, realize you are absolutely enough. What you're doing is enough. Nobody else is doing it better, actually. We all want to live a Facebook life, and it's not a Facebook life.
I'm sure that is what some people really needed to hear this morning. Lynda, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jason?